Testing, test, 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 test. Why do I feel like this isn't working? Hello? Can you all hear me? Let me know. I might be like way too loud as well, so let me know. Hey, Boris, can you hear me? What's going on, people? This is not really a test. I just wanted to hop on and I haven't done like a casual stream in a while. I've been like just doing like a lot of like the reactor, like technical focused ones. And I miss casually chatting and hanging out with people. So here we are. How long does it take to study for a GCP certification? I mean, that's going to depend on your experience. That's going to depend on which certification, if you work with GCP currently. So it's really, it's sort of hard to give you an answer. I guess I can give you, so when I studied for my AWS developer without sort of any cloud knowledge, it took me 6 months. But then when I went to take like the AZ 900, I didn't study at all because I had like 2 years of Azure hands-on experience. So where are the background beats? Yeah. So I'm using StreamYard because I'm getting Rishabh to join me because I'm forced him to join me on everything. But yeah, no music with StreamYard. I'll have to figure out how to do it if. Do people even enjoy the music? Make sure Rishabh eats before. Rishabh is just like the chillest dude ever, right? And I wouldn't necessarily say it's like low energy or anything like that. He's just like super chill. But yeah, what's up, everybody? How's anybody doing anything exciting this week in terms of cloud stuff? I don't know if you could describe cloud stuff exciting, but yeah, any projects, any things at work, what are you guys working on, studying for, all that kind of stuff. Love that guy. Yeah, Rishabh's the absolute best. I think. So me and Rishabh met on like Twitter, really, and then we became close for the past year. And then he's just someone that I like really trust. Oh, I love this place. I love New York. I'm starting to enjoy living alone. I love this apartment. It feels like home. I've sort of like started building a routine. Like I found a gym and I'm going to the Microsoft Times Square office to do work usually. There's a lot of space there. So just like developing healthy routines and things like that. It's been fantastic. I feel like I'm settling in. There are moments where, when you're getting used to being alone, you sort of find yourself with like more time with your thoughts and stuff like that. But just kind of like dealing with those feelings in a healthy way and just leaning on the people that are actually around me. So yeah, I love it. I love it. Tell us about your first few weeks in the city. I think maybe the only complications that I've had so far is getting used to the subways and just kind of like getting around really. I find myself like using the scooter that I got quite often and the just like walking really. But when I do have to go like longer distances or I can't bring my scooter, I'll take the subway, and it's pretty easy to get lost until you start getting used to it. But it's awesome. I'm very happy here. Interviewing for a junior DevOps role. That's awesome. Congrats. Do you feel prepared? Is this like your first time interviewing for these kind of roles? Like, tell me a little bit more about that. Been on vacation for a few days, unwinding at home, not really doing anything. I like that. That's very important to do as well. Prior to joining Microsoft, so going from a cloud guru to Microsoft, I took about a month off. And I think in the past, I want to say like 6-7 years of working, I've never taken that much time off. So it was just amazing. Really did nothing. So it was great. Mahmoud, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. Hi, how are you doing? I started my first IT job while studying cloud computing architecture. You were a huge inspiration to my journey. That is awesome. Congrats on your first IT job. That's really cool. Congrats on studying for cloud computing stuff. That's obviously, I'm biased, but my favorite is space and tech. So that's awesome. Yeah, I have a weekend of CloudWatch set up for work. Whew. I was talking today about so on-call nightmares. When Rishabh comes on, we can talk a little bit more about this. But yeah, I was actually not talking about. I was remembering today about the times that I would have just chaotic moments of dealing with on-call nightmares. The reason, you say CloudWatch and alerting and that kind of stuff, so it brought that back to my. How old are you, señorita? I like how you spelled that. That's hilarious. I am 27. Just finished my software engineering degree, looking to start clearing cloud computing. Any advice where I could start? Yeah, so if you go to, I have this site. I shouldn't call it site. It's a GitHub repo. Let me add it in here. So it's called learn2cloud.guide. I outlined here sort of like how I would teach myself cloud computing in about 6 months, right? So, you keep in mind that cloud computing isn't just like a platform. Like there's there's a Linux aspect to it. There's a networking aspect to it. There's some programming skills that you need there, then the actual cloud platform, and then there are some DevOps practices that you need to be familiar with. So if you go to that site there, something that we built with Rishabh, it sort of just outlined the learning path that we would take, some project ideas, some resources, some things that you need to be familiar with. So I feel like that would be a good first step for you. But yeah, I mean, if you have a software engineering degree, there's probably a lot in there that you already know. So just kind of poke around and see what you need to I guess brush up on. Just talks with recruiters, nothing crazy, but just excited for the process. Really, interviewing is, entire skill set on its own. So definitely, get the most out of it. Even if it doesn't turn into a job, ask as many questions as you can. Like becoming familiar with interviewing is definitely going to get you, further. Right. So good. Good luck to you. One question should be asked to get the certification cloud practitioner, how many times it takes. I'm thinking that's what you're asking. I don't understand the actual question. How long does it take to study, or yeah, I'm not really sure about your question here. Any idea for someone who wants to transition into cloud computing from healthcare with no tech experience? Okay, so whenever I get questions like this, I always ask the person asking it to tell me a little bit more about what you're expecting in tech. My first answer would be, try to find jobs that will get you experience in the IT field, because think about it. If you have two new people into the field, someone who has into cloud, and you have someone who has already experience in tech but no cloud, and then you have someone with no tech experience, obviously it's going to be a little bit of preference there. And it's easier to go for help desk related roles, sysadmin related roles when you're entry level. Not to say that you can't land a role in cloud with no tech experience. It's just going to be a lot harder, right? But then again, I understand people who are transitioning from other fields and careers and things like that. You might be living a life that already has a salary expectation, and then starting from say an entry level in tech is going to sort of you're going to be earning less, and then there's so much to that, right? Yeah, I mean it depends. It's not unheard of that you could land an entry level gig in cloud, but it's always going to be easier if you have some sort of background in IT. And then of course the studying part, that doesn't change for anybody regardless. Hey GBS, there's too much to learn in DevOps. How to focus on one, or particularly learn by setting up at home? Okay, so when it comes to DevOps, I like to, if you're completely new to the field, I think there's certain practices. So DevOps is a bunch of practices, right? But there are certain ones that I'm pretty sure every single company out there implements. DevOps is one of those things that it's different from company to company, right? Rishabh and I say this all the time, we've never worked at a place that uses containers, even though containers is one of the most popular technologies out there. But yeah, so make sure you're familiar with version control. So using something like Git Git, and then something like GitHub, Bitbucket, GitLab, things like that, and then some sort of infrastructure as code. So it could be probably Terraform is your best bet, just because it's cloud agnostic, right? It's cross-platform. And there's another one I think I can't remember. Oh, CI/CD. So implementing your pipelines, and for this, your best bet would probably be something like GitHub Actions, just because you'll have projects already in GitHub, and then sort of implementing workflows and pipelines with GitHub Actions. It's kind of like built in, right? So yeah, if you're new to the field, focus on those three, and then you can implement more things like there's monitoring, there's a whole bunch of other things. But like if you stick to those three, that you'll get a solid understanding with DevOps. Oh geez, what's up, Cheesy? Oh man, I gotta message you. I totally miss you. Got a lot of life updates. Yes. Been in New York for almost 3 weeks now. But yeah, man, it's nice to hear from you. How long does it take to get certification cloud practitioner? If you're new, I think if you studied like a dedicated amount of time per day, I think you could knock it out in a month. But that's just like very, very general timeline. But if you can like set aside time every single day to do it, I think you can get it done in a month. How much can an entry-level cloud engineer expect to earn? This is a question I asked. I use Instagram a lot to answer quick questions. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, go Made by GPS, and I'm just answering questions consistently there. Oh, Rishabh is here. Why is it so dark, Rishabh?
Yeah, if I turn on my lamp, it gets...
Oh, it's too bright?
It's too bright, and then it's also in the back now, so...
Before I keep answering this question, Boris was saying that he wants to make sure that you ate before you joined the stream.
I didn't.
But then he also said that he loves you, so it's all love here. Anyway, I was addressing this question: how much can an entry-level cloud engineer expect to earn? And I was asked this on Instagram today, and so the thing is, like, salaries are so different, areas, countries, all that kind of stuff.
For sure.
So I usually approach it by just answering what I made. I think it was 75 or 78, something like that. I was a junior cloud engineer, and I was promoted from a sysadmin to junior cloud engineer. And then I had full benefits, and it was sort of like a remote friendly position. So it was kind of like 2 days remote, 3 days in kind of thing. And this was 2018. So a couple of years ago, though I think it was underpaid, like severely underpaid. But I can't. I wasn't in the position to really be like, oh, I want more. But
yeah, I think we discussed that in depth in one of our streams.
Yeah, we've talked about salaries a lot. But I feel like it's like one of the things that everyone asks about, and I'm like completely comfortable talking about it. But
yeah, and I think it really depends on the area, as Gwen said, because when I started my cloud gig, I was making $50K in the beginning. And then it went up to...
Still, I can't believe that. It's still...
Yeah. But just to give you some perspective, there are like 5 or 6 tech companies here only. And yeah, I don't even know what the population is. Yeah. It depends on city to city.
Yeah, Chi says Glassdoor can probably give someone a good idea as well. Yeah, that's a great thing is that you can like look these things up now, and just make sure like if you're approaching like an offer or an interview, even like just that you're informed about that kind of stuff. Oh, here's one I wanted you to give your 2 cents on, because I had where is it? Oh, here we go. So much to learn in DevOps, how to focus on one and particularly learn by setting up at home. I sort of just told them to, I think if we're focusing on skills that like you'll need for work, there's like the 3 areas: version control, CI/CD, and infrastructure as code, where it's like your best bang for your buck in terms of like spending your time.
Yeah.
And then sort of like branch out. But like you're a DevOps engineer now, so you probably have like a better opinion on this.
For sure. Get into GitHub Actions.
Those
because
pipelines.
yeah, and Azure, because GitHub Actions is it's scalable. The skill that you learn, figuring out CI/CD pipelines, it's pretty much same. You write YAML in Azure DevOps, you write YAML in Jenkins. I don't know any other tools, to be honest. But yeah, get started with GitHub Actions or Azure DevOps. You can pick either, and then just try to I tell this, if you already have 5 or 6 projects on your GitHub, try to automate them
Absolutely.
so that you don't have to push code and stuff like that. You just change the code, push it to your GitHub repo, and it deploys automatically to whatever service provider you are using to host your projects. I think that's a great starting point, because then you know, or you can talk about it in interviews, I feel like. And also you're getting out something, because those are your personal projects. So there it is. And I don't feel like you should do any courses in particular. Don't buy courses. There's a lot of stuff that's available on YouTube. There are a lot of books, free books that are available.
There's
And
every DevOps tool also will have really good documentation.
very good I was gonna say is that
absolutely.
GitHub Actions documentation is really good, and they already have pre-built templates, so you can use that. And then we'll keep updating our Learn to Cloud guide, which is the self-taught guide. We still have, I think it can it'll grow eventually. It'll scale to a bigger learning platform.
We want to migrate off GitHub pages, a proper we'll start with a static website. But my first thing is I want to build an API that we can use for our own examples, but also for people to just use for whatever. And then I want to build a random project generator. So you can just go to learntocloud.guide/random project, and it'll tell you go try to do this. Because I feel like people often get stuck with well, what do I do? What do I study? Or maybe just a random topic kind of thing. So it's just do this do one of these things a day. Just come in here, generate a random project or random topic, and then spend a couple of hours today doing this. And then, you've learned something, right? Oh, I can't keep up with the comments. Do you have Cloud Practitioner?
Yeah.
How long did it take you to study?
2.5 to 3 months. Given that this was
were you brand new? Was that your first one?
Yeah. This is my intro to cloud. So I didn't know what cloud was. So part of it was studying for Cloud Practitioner. Part of it was just learning what cloud is. So that's why it took me around 3 months, I think.
I like studying like that for certifications, just taking my sweet time. I enjoyed the Linux essential ones, even though it was an introductory one. I think it took me 3 months because I took apart the content for that one.
For sure.
And then the AWS DevOps, the developer one too.
Yep.
Let's see. Super fun to follow your career journey and growth. Thanks for sharing. Keep up the great work. Thank you, DevOps Directive. You got
a really good name.
You got the Grom to New York. No, I sold the Grom. The Grom is my motorcycle. Well, it used to be a motorcycle. I sold it because I knew that having to deal with having it here was going to be more of a pain than actually being able to enjoy it. Plus, driving around here is, I don't know why anyone does it.
I've been there.
I don't get it. So I showed you the scooter that I got, this little scooter. It goes maybe 25 miles an hour, which is you're not going to get fast here in the city. In the city, you're not going to get faster than that, right? So it's great, but it's people are walking constantly with their phones, and you'll crash into them. Taxis don't give don't care. No, so anyway, I sold the Grom. You might get burnt out, JPS. Is that supposed to be me?
I think so.
HBS recently landed a job as a cyber analyst, but finished the AZ900 and 104 before landing the job. Congrats, claps. We need to get a soundboard where we go applause. Yeah. I really want to get back into the cloud field. Any path suggestions? Big love from Aussie. That's Australia, right?
Yeah. What
All right.
time it is in Australia?
It's got to
Oh,
be very early, right?
yeah. But yeah, I
Wait.
think you
Hey Siri, what
nailed
time
it.
is it in Australia?
It's 10:43 a.m. in Canberra, Australia.
Oh, it's not bad. That's not bad. But yeah,
Okay.
cyber analyst, good job.
That's a good job.
That is
Security, I feel like security is one of those gigs the space that is just, it's probably one of the hardest ones to get into, I think.
for sure.
Like, it's all about who you know.
In-depth knowledge of everything, like how everything works.
And lots of hands-on. Like,
For
and
sure.
but the cool thing is, like, if you're sort of like known in the field, that you'll land jobs. Like, they could care less about, unless it's like some sort of like government gig.
For sure.
But you can network your way into it if you know where you know. So
Yeah.
that's cool. Oh, anyway, let's answer the question. Want to get back in? Well, you can do cloud computing security. There's a lot of money there.
It's going. It's hot right now. If people ask me what's hot right now, is this
Security
apart
plus
from
anything. Security, anything.
Web3 and all that decentralized stuff. Cloud security is so hot because last year, as you guys have seen, multiple companies moving to like cloud, and there have been
All the breaches.
Breaches that are all related and happened in cloud. So cloud security is like really hot right now. And you already have like AZ900 and AZ104.
Those are great.
So I think you have a good understanding of Azure. So I would suggest like get AZ500. And now Azure is offering security focused exams. So look into those. I think SC900 is the fundamentals one.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can go up, I think SC200 and 300. So
Leverage,
look into those.
Leverage the knowledge you have.
Because being in cyber, like you're already a cyber analyst, the transition would be easier if you're looking to get into cloud security, like into security or cloud kind of a mix really quick. But yeah, those would be my suggestions, I think.
Sorry guys, gotta go. Got some coding to do, but I do have questions. Why are there more people watching than people who liked the stream? I don't know. Everyone go like the stream. I think I'm streaming on like multiple places at one point where there's like 30 people, but like, and wherever you are, like the screen. I'm tired. Like the
smash
the
that like button.
Stream. Smash the like button. Yeah. Where are you?
I answered that.
Where are you? Okay. So we have perspective on the salary. Okay.
Yeah.
So when I was a cloud engineer, I was based in Connecticut, USA. All right. So that's like East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, like Connecticut, New York, Boston area tend to have similar salary ranges. So,
good to know.
Oh yeah, you said Kingston.
Yeah.
It's like that app where you scan everything in your pantry and the app tells you what you can cook. What is this for?
That's the random API that we
are yes. Oh, see, they told us 1013 in Adelaide. I'm a systems engineer architect, but it does not relate to anything with cloud computing. What advice do you have for someone in my shoes who wants to make that career change? I mean, you're architect.
System engineer architect. You have just get into it. Like you'll find there's so much. I think already have so much information.
People tend to get stuck in the cloud word, the cloud keyword. So remember, the cloud computing in general is just sort of a place to deploy your infrastructure and your applications. If you're familiar with like an on-prem sort of situation, you can leverage everything in the cloud. You can leverage all your skill set and sort of like transfer those skills over into the cloud. Is really just learning, like you're probably already familiar with a terminal and a command line interface and all that kind of stuff. So you can most likely, get onto Azure or AWS or GCP, get the CLI, get some SDKs, and then just build stuff, right? Things that you can already implement, just go figure out how to implement them in the cloud.
Yeah. So that would be a really good start. And then you'll try to relate things with your current role, like what you do on-prem stuff. And that's when things will start hitting you like, oh, this is how it's done in cloud. So there's a lot in common.
I thumbed up already. Nice.
Yeah, we are at 13 now.
The random app gen. Oh yeah. Abdul says hi guys. Hey everyone. I think we got all the comments. There was a little wave there that I was like, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss. I'm just scrolling up a little bit just to make sure I don't lose anything. All right. Anyway, what's up with you, Rishabh? I feel like we don't. You know what? We do talk, but we talk more about like the Learn to Cloud guide and the ideas that we have for that. But we took a pause on the podcast and we sort of paused streaming too.
Yeah.
We haven't like caught up.
For sure. I think I told you like the reason I think could be I was sick. I had like a really bad cold and so
not COVID, right?
Knock on wood, yeah, it was not COVID. But yeah, and I think it took me a week to just recover.
Yeah, you were out. You were out for a while.
Yeah, and I remember I did the Terraform video, and it was like if you watch that video, I still sound sick in that. But yeah.
Super chill. You sound super chill, even more than normal.
Yeah, I had too much cough syrup, I think.
That's a good video. I like that. People should check it out. Wait, let me see if I have your YouTube in here. What is it? YouTube / what?
Rishabh Kumar 7.
Rishabh Kumar 7. Okay, so you're focusing more on DevOps on Azure, right?
Yeah, and that's what I've been doing lately. So the part of it was that I was sick, and the other part was that I was busy at work with like people being off, and a lot of. I think I told I was working on this private modules that I've been building for our company in Terraform, so that it could be used across different business units. And same thing with Packer, building different OS images that are like packed in with security softwares and products that only we need. And yeah, that I was like, oh, why should I just make this as the content too? Like I'm learning.
Yeah, dude, that's how you have to do it.
Yeah.
Like make it easier for you and just like whatever topic it is, just turn that into a video.
Yeah.
And then you keep going. And then once you get used to it, it's like easier, right?
For sure. And then, I think now the next step would be, so I'm figuring out Azure Pipelines at work. So that would be where the series is going to be. So right now I know that I did Terraform deployment to Azure using like static web apps, I think. Or no, Azure storage. So what we'll do is we'll set up a pipeline in Azure DevOps, which would do that. And also think I'll do one where I explain Terraform in depth, like remote backends and what are the best practices. Because right now I just have one file named main.tf and have everything in it. So I'll break those down and go over some best practices in Terraform.
I love it. I don't know any Terraform at all, so I'm excited.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like, and I know this is a cliche thing to say, but like the majority of the skills we learn on the roll, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. You're DevOps engineer now, and you're learning like Terraform.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and then I know for next year, I was talking to my manager, and he said early next year we will be focusing more towards Docker containerization and Kubernetes.
I was just saying that you and I have never used containers in like DevOps, even though it's like one of the most popular technologies out there.
Yep.
And how DevOps is implemented so differently in every single company. So it's good that you bring that up.
On containers.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's next week. That's what date is that? The
29th. Yeah.
So the 29th, Rishabh is going to show me how he's containerizing a .NET application, and we're going to deploy it to Azure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be good. It's going to be on my channel, so if you're subscribed, you'll get, unless you hit the notification bell, I don't know. If you can't watch it live, it'll be recorded, and we'll just save it there. But I'm excited because I'm not going to host. It's going to be all Rishabh. I'm just going to be asking questions.
And I'm nervous.
Hey, Gwen, I was wondering if you think about teaching like tutorials for beginners. I don't think so. It's tough because I with the little time that I have left over after so right now my thing is I'm doing just one stream, so one technical, like one reactor stream per week, but Next month it goes to 2, and then the month after that, I'm like, ideally I want to get to like a rhythm where it's 3. So instead of actually doing like tutorials, I'm just going to sort of use that content and sort of make them more beginner level friendly, that kind of stuff. But actual like sit down and make tutorials for YouTube that are completely for beginners, I don't think I have any plans on that. There's also like I'll make a so like my last video where I talked about like messaging with distributed applications and things like that did terrible, but I make a video talking about like my salary, thousands of views, you know? So it's like YouTube isn't necessarily a platform that rewards that kind of stuff. So, you know, I gotta be smart with my time. So I don't think it's anything in the works at the moment. Even YouTubers, yeah. I know you're planning on, I wouldn't necessarily, Terraform, I guess, could be beginner friendly. Oh, we did talk about doing like projects, like walkthrough projects. That I would say yes, but like teaching like .NET from scratch or teaching like any technology from scratch, like a full beginner course, nah. But like I like the idea of making videos where it's like, oh, we're actually building something. We're using like a bunch of different services, putting them together. Sort of what I did for like at A Cloud Guru for the Azure resume. That like those kind of things, definitely that, but not like these tutorials from completely scratch. There are people who are like dedicated to doing that. That are like way better than me.
Check out Free Code Camp's YouTube channel. You'll find a lot of good courses, and I think that's what we refer to in our guide too. There are some courses we refer to in our guide, so yeah, check them out.
Most of the resources we put in there are free, I think. So
yeah, apart from like if you get ebooks, I don't know, but yeah, apart from the books, everything it should be free.
What does the Michael Scott poster say? Do I remember seeing? It says you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, but it's actually a quote by Wayne Gretzky, and then there's an episode where Michael Scott like sort of scratches the name off and just attributes it to himself. But it's I guess a solid quote anyway. Let me remove this banner here. We'll put this one here. Oh, our I think it hit 2,000 stars today or something like that. Can you believe that?
No.
You know what's crazy is how it started. It was like, oh, I have this one markdown file. I think I'm gonna do like this. I'm like, hey, dude, you want to like help me out with this? And then I tweeted it, and I'm like, oh shit, this is going viral. I need to like actually put this into Word. And then we made all the phases and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It happened in because we had the initial idea, and I had the initial idea, and then I was like, hey, you want to help me out? Maybe that's and then a week later, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna tweet it, and then we were like, oh shit, we got to do this like now.
Yeah, like it blew really bad over the weekend, and then you figured out the phases and the markdown and stuff. So, but yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, like open source guide to cloud, which I'm like very, very proud of.
Oh yeah, I think and like still till now, I don't know how much like you look at the stats, but you can for a public repo you can look at the stats, and there's so many people that are viewing it every day.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Which is crazy, and I'm just glad like people found it so valuable.
Yeah, I get comments every day about it, and just like people talking about how.
Yeah.
Well, that goes to show, like, if you sit down and you just genuinely share what you've learned, and just put it out there, like people will. It's gonna help other people.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm excited to keep that. Like, I feel like that's a project that I'm just gonna keep working on forever until I decide to like retire from clouds, whenever that might be. And then I have we have so many ideas that we want to add to I guess the side of it or whatever. But I think the sort of the content of it is there. Hi, greetings from Colombia. Hello, Colombia. How are we doing? What time is it in Colombia? Probably the same time, right? I think it's Eastern.
Mm-hmm. I think so too. I could be completely wrong.
I have a stream on Wednesday. We're covering cross-application communication with Q storage. We're going to be using Azure Q storage, .NET. We'll be using the CLI to create all our resources and stuff like that. It's 1 hour. It's at 12 p.m. Eastern. If you go to my latest YouTube video, the link to register is there. It's free, of course. If you can't watch it live, I recommend you do, because you can ask literally any question and you'll get an answer. If I don't know, I'm going to tell you that I don't know. But I'm going to try to help you find the answer. It'll be recorded and saved onto my channel as well, so you can watch it there. No one retires from the cloud. The cloud retires you. Honestly, some days I'm just like, this is it, man. I'm planning on doing so. If for any Spanish speakers in the chat, I'm planning on developing series. Like I'll do, like, for example, let's say I'm working on a series that's every Tuesday of the month. I'll do maybe every Thursday the same, but in Spanish, which I'm super excited to. Like I'm very, very, very happy to have like the support of like Microsoft to like create like Spanish first content. But I'm just thinking like, man, like that's gonna be some work, right? And I'm just like, oh gosh, retirement can't come any sooner. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. You I don't know if I should say this. You said you were looking at houses.
Yeah, just a more bigger place now.
That's right. You're gonna have like you're looking for something with like a dedicated like office space, like studio space.
For sure, yeah. Because I'm in my living room right now. And my brother is here, so my younger sibling is here now, along with my girlfriend. So yeah, it's getting tighter. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, we were looking at some houses yesterday
in the area.
Instead of like an apartment. That's where I live right now. So we'll see.
Man,
it's
moving.
pretty bad market right now due to like the fall starting here. So like colleges and universities are starting out. So there are a lot of students who are like renting out spaces. So it's pretty busy.
Let me turn this light on.
Yep.
That's cool. Moving is like such a pain.
Oh, definitely. Don't want to. I like moved, I think, this June.
Yeah, you is recently moved into this place that you're in now.
Yeah.
Even me, like I don't have much stuff, and it was just like a freaking pain, dude. And it wasn't even that long, you know. It's an hour and a half drive, I think, from like exactly where I live to the new place. I was like, man, I never want to do. That's why I picked this place, and I'm like, I need to be here for at least 2 years.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't care if it's like even like a little too small or whatever it might be. Like, I'm not moving.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine moving in New York to like from an apartment here to another apartment in New York. Like, that's gonna be such a pain.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, but she says housing market is so right now it's cooling off, but she's still way up.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's why you pay movers to move you. Yeah, well, I had movers, but you know, you still have to like watch them, and all that kind of stuff. Dude, I'm losing my voice. What else was I gonna bring up? What were we talking about? I was like, let's go on live and talk about it.
So yesterday, I don't know. I don't remember. The weekend was so busy. Last week when came up with the random
project generator.
She pinged me. Yeah, she pinged me. She's like, "Hey, I want to build this." I'm like, "Oh, that is really cool." But she wanted to use learn to cloud or learn cloud.guide/random. And cloud, we cannot use that if you're using GitHub Pages to host our front end. But at least that's what I know. If that's not the case, please somebody let me know. So now we are planning out a migration effort to host our own front end and not use GitHub Action or GitHub Pages.
Look at us planning on migration. Let's deploy on a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
No development stages, just go straight to production.
Yeah, so I did some research yesterday on how to render Markdown pages using different frameworks, and now we just have to pick one.
What do you got? Tell me. Are these what?
I just wanted to stay with. I think we use Jekyll. I don't know how you pronounce it, or how. I don't know if I'm butchering the name, but yeah. So I want to use Jekyll as it is instead of GitHub Pages using, I don't know, Azure App Service to host it. And then we will be able to use subdomains and all other paths like /something/something.
I think that would be enough for like the main, because everything else we can implement with like serverless.
Yeah, and I was looking at what changes do we need to make to the YAML file in order to like host it on something of our own instead of GitHub pages. So yeah, and we'll have to go over some Jekyll documentation, but you can do that, which is nice.
Like at one point we were talking about
Platform.
like creating like, oh, you can actually run like snippets of code in the thing.
Yeah.
And we were like we were like way above our heads. But it's like it's so cool because there's like so much potential. I also want to build something where you sort of have like because a lot of people will be like, hey, I want to learn cloud and I come from this background. Like, what do you recommend? Right now we have the 4 phases, right? And it's like, oh, kind of like go figure it out. But like if we could build some sort of tool that would be like, oh, you're probably missing this, like an assessment kind of thing. That would be so dope, dude.
For sure. Yeah, there's one. Sorry, go ahead.
We would be cool on the random project generator to give the user a list of resources they know how to use and what you can make with them. Oh, so if you're like, Azure Functions, HTML, GitHub Actions, Azure Resume Challenge.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of thing?
I think we could use tags and stuff to do that. And it will be really cool if you have like different buttons. So you click AWS and then it prompts you on which service to pick. So you could pick like 2 or 3. And one could be a language, the other one being what service you want to host.
Oh, it's like mix and match. You're like, pick your platform, pick your language, pick your services you want to do this. Dude, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
That would be super sick. Yeah, now I think we might be able to get some work in this weekend because then early next week we have to start like practicing for the stream.
I think. Yeah.
And then maybe the next weekend too. This is going to be a weekend thing probably.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think, once we are done with the migration our focus is on the random project generator and then we'll start working on the projects themselves. But yeah, the random project generator itself would be like, it can be so innovative.
Yeah, that thing itself could be just a feature that we take a while working on. Like as long as we get the basics of it.
I think it'll bring so much value.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Because like that's the thing like you get stuck on. It's like I know the theory, I know these things, what they do, but like how do I piece them together kind of thing. It's super yellow in this room. Or is it just me?
In yours or mine?
In mine.
Yeah.
Your
face is well lit though.
Why did it get yellow?
But yeah, the background is yellow, but your face was fine, I think. Like it was
all right, whatever.
White.
It's a little warm. It's not bad though.
Yeah.
All right. That's fine. I hate white walls. I think I told you this.
Yep.
At the oh my gosh, the other day I was at the reactor and we have these things, they're called like phone booths. So if you're taking a call, you go into these little phone booths. But a lot of the walls are just like plain white and the lighting is terrible. And I had a call with my boss and it was just like it looked like angelic because like the light was just like right behind me and then you couldn't really see. You could just see my head.
Yeah.
And the white background, it was an empty white background. I was like, this is terrible. This is like I should just turn my camera off at this point. Any other cloud questions, people? I think we're gonna maybe end it like an hour, so we still have like about 15 minutes or so. But yeah, we're here to answer like anything. Just hang out. Dude, we haven't played. Did you download World War Z?
I did, and then I just didn't have the chance to.
And then you got sick. Yeah. And then I'm trying to play, so I'm sure my brother would be down. I don't know if anyone in the chat plays World War Z on PC. If you do, let's fucking play it. There's a level that I can't pass, and it's extremely frustrating, and I can't play it on my own because I need my help. Because like the AI is just terrible.
Yeah, I think my brother played.
Oh yeah, he told me this. He was like, he had like a good time.
Yeah. He said it's really good. You need to try it out. And I was just sick.
Dude, it's sick. It's really fun. It's on. Oh, you downloaded it already. I was gonna say it's on Game Pass.
It's on Game Pass. Yeah.
I want to yeah, I'm always like, I want to game more, but I end up only playing like FIFA or 2K and not really getting into anything that has like actual like substance to it, which I don't necessarily think is a bad thing, but
yeah, I need to get back on my. I think I played like 60% of Spider-Man and then left it.
the Miles Morales one?
No, the previous one, the original Spider-Man, and then I need to get
Such a
Miles
good
Morales.
game.
It's really good. Yeah.
Did you ever play Spider-Man 2 on GameCube?
No, I played it on PC.
Iconic
I don't know if
game,
it's the
dude.
same.
It's I because I heard about them. I don't know if it's official that Rockstar is going to remaster GTA 3 Vice City and San Andreas.
Yeah.
And
They're gonna do it.
Is it official or just rumor?
No, it is official. That's what they're working on. I think it's already done for GTA 5.
I had to take like a month off. But did you see GTA 5 that update that they did, and it was like literally nothing. It was like, the load time between switching characters is like cut down a little bit, but besides that.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Yeah, no, I didn't see that. But yeah, they have March 2022 is when it'll be ready. The remastered GTA 5.
That's like a couple months from now. What are we? Like 5 months from now? No.
Months, yeah.
You said March. 6 months.
Yeah. It's almost October, so yeah.
Dude, can you believe 2021 is almost done? It's almost done.
Literally. Yeah.
It's been such a wild, for both of us, it's been an insane year. Insane. Well, I guess for the world. World War Z for PC. Yep. We play on PC. If you want to play with us, or if you want to play with me, because Rishab's always like, yeah, I'll play, and then he never plays with me. And then he like goes eats, and then he's like asleep. But yeah, World War Z for PC, and then hit me up on Discord. How do I share my Discord thingy? It's like a username. Hold on. It's like a username and a number.
Username and tag. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. It's about to go everywhere. It went on your channel too.
Nice.
All right. Made by GPS. What is that? It's not hashtag. Pound 4316. Add me on Discord. Don't send me any inappropriate stuff, and we can. I opened my Instagram requests because I like the direct messages and Twitter, and sometimes I go in there and I'm like, what the fuck? Why did I freaking do this to myself? Oh, here's a good one. Curious, what are you using for deploying applications if not using containers?
For me, we're still building VM machines, images. That's what I do. So most of our infrastructure is still like we're traditional or using traditional infrastructure, which is Windows and Linux boxes, or by boxes I mean VMs, and that's why I use or am currently working on a project to use Packer to build those images. But yeah. And then next year, I think there will be a migration plan towards containers. And because right now there's a lot of effort going on to move from .NET or to move to .NET Core, which would help us minimizing some costs with Windows VMs because we can run them on Linux.
Oh, that's right. I think you told me a little bit about this.
It'll be really cool.
Yeah, building VM machines with something like Packer. You'd be surprised at how many companies do this, like straight deployed to VMs.
Yeah.
Or like, no, not even like custom images, like just spin up.
It's in AWS
like
Azure. Yeah.
What are they called? Not custom, like the whatever you have available, like a Ubuntu
AMIs.
V2. Yeah, like one of those.
Yep.
And then SSH into that, and then get your code somehow there. Yeah, it's not like unheard of. Yeah. All right, man. You want to end it? I said an hour, but like 15 minutes is think we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Chat
Yeah.
seems to be settling
no.
down. It's getting a little later. I want to play World War Z, so if you don't want to, it's fine.
I'll let you know.
You
I still have to cook.
eat so late.
Yeah, because I had an update. So
On what?
in the league that I'm playing for
Oh.
volleyball, we are on top now. So we beat the team that was on the first rank, and they were really hard to beat. Not only that, I just went back and looked at our like track record. For the first 3 weeks, we were on the bottom position, and now I have a semifinal this Wednesday. So I went out today just to practice my hits and sets. So that's where I've been at, and then I'm like super hungry.
We I think we said that like we're playing in a league on a Sunday league with Alf.
Yeah.
We won our first game 8-6, and then we
Nice.
lost our second game. I think we lost like 4-2 or something like that.
That's not
But
bad.
what sucks is like on our first game, we started to click well with everyone who was there, but like everyone showed up. And then this time, it's like not everyone showed up, so it's like
that sucks.
it's like it's hard to like establish chemistry. But we're gonna be practicing more and hopefully.
Yeah, and that's so for me too. Like I had like a team, so we knew everyone, like we knew each other. But now with COVID and stuff, like people have moved out and stuff, so I didn't have any team. So I just like registered into a random pool, and we're like all individuals can register themselves. I think it's pretty similar to what you and Alf did. And then I was playing with random people, and it turns out they didn't know each other at all. So it took us 3 weeks to like just click and see like who is good at what position.
Yeah, and it's like those are games that count, So it's like
But then it sucks if everybody doesn't show up. So.
Oh, and I got shin splints on my right leg. Oh, dude, I was like yesterday. So I think I got there originally 2 weeks ago, and then the day after. So that first day that we practiced with Alf, it was like all right, and then the day after I was like dead, and then I had to like rehab it for like because I used to play soccer in high school or in college, and so I like know how to like deal with it. So I had to rehab it. But dude, that pain is just freaking insane. And it was a lot better yesterday, like playing because of like building the muscle and everything. But still, man, that pain is. But you know what? During the game, you don't really feel it. It's after, right? Because the game is like you have the adrenaline running.
The muscles
and you're warm.
It up. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's really good. Especially like for my like even physical and also mental health, like getting back to sports, because I was like playing 2 leagues constantly before until COVID hit. So yeah, the goal is now. So I think our fall league starts in October to play in like 2 leagues again. We'll see.
I got a text from someone who I think is watching the stream. And I just told her that I'm going to call her out on live. So if you're watching, I'm calling you out on live. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, my goal is to also like have a rotation of like things that I do on the weekend, like consistently. Like if it's like it's outdoor footy now, and then it's going to start to snow, and hopefully there's some sort of indoor leagues, and then come spring, like back to outdoor, that kind of stuff. So. Yeah, if not, dude, because, man, sometimes late in the evening, you're just like stuck with your thoughts. No, not good. All right, last question. I am from mechanical engineering stream, but I like computer science for my 4th semester. And my question is, can I get a chance to study in any computer science stream in USA? I don't think we have the proper insight into that just because we haven't studied in the States.
Yeah, and then... okay. Yeah. I was gonna assume that, but I didn't want to make a wrong assumption. I think if you're doing a bachelor's, and this is again another assumption that I'm making, that you did in mechanical engineering and now in your 4th semester you liking computer science, or you did some computer science in your 4th semester and you liked it. as Gwen said, we didn't go through like traditional routes, and neither me. And then things are really different in Canada than US, so I don't have any clue if you can pick a specialization like computer science if you did mechanical in India with your master's.
Mhm.
But yeah, on the self-taught route, we can definitely guide you. Like you can do computer science stuff.
Yeah, as far as leveraging your existing education to sort of like maybe like further pursue your education here in the States, yeah, I don't really have any insight onto that. But if you're just interested in learning, yeah, then that's a little different. Courtney says, "Wow, oh, hey, Courtney." Bragg says, "I don't know what this emoji is."
Yeah, I don't know.
Meh. All right, let's end it. That's it. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I don't know when we'll do another one. These are random, so whenever they do happen, they're a treat. All right, peace out, everyone.